Hello, I'm Refashionista Sheri, and I have had this rather awesome but very long 80s sweater in my stash for way too long, and you know what, it is time to do something with it. It's kind of bulky, and like I said, it's quite long. Like it goes, I could wear it like kind of a mini dress if I wanted to, and I'm not such a fan. I got it though, I thrifted it online because it's like S's, you know, all over it for Sheri, right? So that's why I got it, because it's cool from the 80s, has kind of gold lame thread throughout, and there's S's all over it, which should be a good enough reason to get something, I think. Anyway, today we're going to transform this into two different pieces that are going to look a lot better and definitely fit a lot better than this oversized, too long sweater. So you know what? Let's get making right now. For this super simple project, all you need is your oversized sweater, a pair of scissors, and of course, your sewing gear. So just like 99% of my tutorials, I have never done this before, so we're learning together here. Okay, so I'm thinking I want the front to be a little bit higher than the back. And so in order to do that, let's first flip this inside out. Okay, so we're now inside out, and I have the front of the sweater facing up. Now, I think I'm just going to start on one side here and go, I don't know, a centimeter or two. Yeah, let's do 2 centimeters below the underarm seam. And I just put a little notch in there because we want to be able to hem this up. If you are using like a jersey fabric or you're doing this with a hoodie, you can actually not do any hemming at all because, you know, jersey fabrics, sweatshirt fabrics, they can just be stretched, and yeah, you have a lovely finished edge when you stretch it. And so, I mean, I might do this with a hoodie too because that would be kind of cool. Okay, anyway, so you see I have my scissors here a couple centimeters below that underarm seam, and now I'm just going to kind of cut this on a gentle curve, and let's see what that's going to look like. Okay, I think I got that pretty even. Now we're going to flip it over and do something similar on the back. So I was just thinking, do I want this to also be a curve, like a kind of, but lower on my back, or should we do straight across? And I think let's start with straight across, then I can just kind of go from the underarm seam to underarm seam, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I think that actually came out really, really well, and I'm just going to go try it on and make sure that everything is okay. That is absolutely perfect, and the back too, I think, is pretty awesome. It's a nice curve here, and yeah, now I'm just going to go fold this under, yes, I can work, and hem it up, and then we can work on the skirt. So as you can see, because this is a lovely stretchy knit, I was able to do the super simple lettuce hem here, which is simply folding it under and using a tight wide zigzag and stretching as you stitch. I shall link down below, I shall link down below for you for the full tutorial on how to create these funky wavy hems. But yeah, the top is done. Now let's move on to the skirt. So this is the chopped bottom part of the sweater, and we're going to flip it around because this bottom of the sweater hem is now going to become our waistband for our skirt. Now there's a couple different ways that you can make this fit you. If it already does, great, you're nearly done. But if not, you can always fold it over, make an elastic casing and pop in some elastic so it fits your waist, or you can do what I'm going to do and simply take in the side seams a little bit until it does fit your waist. So we'll do that in a second, but first I want to sort out the bottom hem. If you would like this to be a high-low skirt, then just go ahead and hem it up and then sort out your waistband and you're done. I don't want that, so I'm going to chop this straight across and then hem up the bottom using that funky wavy lettuce hem technique again. So now the bottom is all nice and lettucey, and at the top I actually went ahead and decided to do an elastic waist casing. So I have it folded over and stitched, and now I'm just going to feed my elastic through to finish off the fabulous skirt. Oh, also, don't forget that at the end of this video, I have another fantastic episode of a troll time. So yeah, that'll be, you know, right after this is done and we style it up, then it's time for troll time. Another absolutely fantastic and so super simple refashion from one kind of frumpy sweater into two adorable pieces that can be worn together or separately, of course. And I don't know why I've never made one of these before. Like, that was so simple and it looks so cool. Now, let me know if you're going to make one of these. And if you are you going to do it out of like a knit, or are you going to do it out of like a sweatshirt type of material, which of course means it's pretty much no-so then. So do let me know down below. And of course, as always, join my Gone Thrifting group so you can share your versions of my tutorials. And you know what? I think it's time. It's time for another edition of Troll Time. Welcome to Troll Time, where I share some of the best of the worst of the comments that I receive. Now, today's comment comes from Kimberly. And Kimberly says, "You must be out of your mind, lady, and who talks like that?" Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for your concern about my mental health. But I can assure you, I am most definitely not out of my mind. All I'm trying to do here is, you know, spread some positivity, make people have a laugh, and help people to upcycle, refashion, and create their own unique style, which I think is a pretty positive thing to do. I think more to the point would be people are not really in their right mind when they go and leave negativity and spread hatred for absolutely no reason other than they are very, very sad in their own lives, so they want to spew that out to strangers, be it online or even worse, in person. So I hope that answers your question, the first question. Actually, not a question, a statement. I apologize, Kimberly. Now, on to the next one, which was a question. And who talks like that? Well, clearly I talk like this. And I'm just wondering, Kimberly, if you've lived quite an isolated life and you haven't really come across people from other countries who maybe speak other languages, and everybody around you talks exactly the same with the same intonations, the same vocabulary, the same grammar. That's the only reason I can think that you would be asking that question. But I can actually explain exactly why I speak how I speak. And first and foremost, because I'm Canadian. I grew up in Canada, so I speak with a Canadian accent, I'm guessing. Additionally to that, I did spend over 20 years living and working abroad in Japan, England, Greece, and Germany. So I do also have those languages in my brain. And I'm sure that also does affect my speech patterns, because when you live in other countries, when you speak other languages, of course, your speech will be affected because you are speaking with those accents and those intonations. Additionally to that, I just got one more for you, Kimberly, here. Additionally, I was an English teacher for more than a few years, and my specialty was actually pronunciation. So my students actually came to me on purpose because I spoke very slowly and clearly, and they wanted to learn how to speak like me. And I think that does actually all contribute to how I speak today. And of course, because I am a teacher and I do understand and realize that not everybody watching my videos is going to be fluent in English. There's people from all over the world speaking all different languages who want to learn about refashioning. And so because of that, I do tend to keep my vocabulary and my speech very, very clear so everybody can understand. I also do the same with my closed captions and subtitles to make it easy for everybody to be able to upcycle, refashion, and create their own unique style. So Kimberly, I hope that answered your concerns and your question, and you can kind of get past your own short-sightedness and realize that there are loads of different kinds of people in the world who speak many different kinds of languages and speak with different accents, different intonations, and you know what? Open up a little bit and you will be surprised how awesome your life can be when you just open up that closed mind just a little bit more. And you know, I think that's it for Kimberly. But yeah, guys, let me know how you're enjoying Troll Time if you want me to continue it, because as I said, I have a lot of these and I have new ones coming in every single week, trust me. And yeah, some I shan't be sharing just simply because they're just too nasty. But there's others that I do think are worth sharing, and it's worth explaining, you know, and maybe together we can help educate the world a little bit and convince people that, you know, spewing hatred and negativity to strangers online or in person is just simply not something that should ever be done. You know, keep yourself to yourself, and if you can't say anything nice, really, don't say anything at all. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch ya on the zigzag. Mwah! Just for you, Kimberly.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.